Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're zooming in on just one cyber fraud case. It's from Kochi, India. But it really gives you a snapshot, I think, of how these global financial crime networks are changing things up.
Exactly. Our mission today is to sort of unpack this investigation. It's not just about the amount of money, which is frankly staggering. It's more about where the trail leads geographically and how incredibly personalized these attacks are becoming.
Okay, let's start with the scale then, because it is huge. We're talking about a businessman in Kochi losing Rs 24.76 crore.
Yeah.
That's, what, close to 3 million US dollars? All through an alleged online trading platform called Capitalix.
It's a massive loss. And yeah, the police suspect it was basically a fake foreign exchange platform, a very elaborate one.
So when the Kochi Cyber Police logged this was back on September 1st, they must have known this wasn't just, run-of-the-mill.
Oh, absolutely. The amount itself, plus the way the fraudsters built this long-term relationship, that made it stand out right away.
Right. Tell us about that relationship. How did they get the victim, Nimish, to start putting money in? This started back in March 2023, right?
Yeah, March 23. And the mechanism was, well, brutally effective. The first contact was from a man calling himself Daniel. And crucially, he spoke Malayalam, the victim's own regional language.
Ah, okay. So hyper-local.
Exactly. That was the core tactic. This Daniel didn't just, ask for cash up front. Our sources say he kept in touch for months, sending personalized daily market reports, talking strategy. It was all about building that deep rapport, really methodical.
Building trust over a long period.
Precisely.
And then the whole thing collapsed only when Nimesh actually tried to get his money out last month.
That's right. He tried to withdraw and suddenly access blocked. Predictable, maybe, but devastating for him.
So now the police are looking into Capitalix itself. Is it a real firm, just its name being used, or was it directly involved? It's supposedly registered in the U.S.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to figure out, whether the name is just hijacked or if there's a deeper connection. But, the really interesting part is where the trail led next.
Okay, where?
Well, looking at the money flows, the digital stuff, the investigation is suggesting the whole operation might be linked to a call center based in Cyprus.
Cyprus. Hold on. Usually when Indian police track these big scams, don't they normally end up looking towards Southeast Asia? Like Myanmar, Cambodia?
That's exactly it. It's almost always Southeast Asia, often linked to Chinese syndicates. For the Kerala police, a European base like Cyprus, it's pretty new territory.
So why Cyprus? What's the thinking there? It seems like a huge geographical leap.
It does, and it suggests a major tactical shift. Maybe, past hubs in Southeast Asia get too much heat, or maybe Cyprus offers different advantages.
Such as?
Well, a couple of things, potentially. First, maybe a perceived legitimacy. An EU-based operation might seem more credible to some victims if they do a quick check. Second, perhaps easier access to, let's say, more sophisticated European banking channels for laundering the money. It's speculation, but plausible.
Okay, so you combine that European base with this hyper-local approach you mentioned earlier, employing staff who speak Malayalam specifically to target investors back in Kerala.
Right. That's the really striking part. They're investing heavily in personalization, using native language skills, cultural understanding. It's all about getting past that initial skepticism.
Weaponizing language and trust.
You could say that. They figured out the real barrier isn't just tech, it's building that believable rapport. So there's a special investigation team, an SIT, now tracking the digital footprints, the bank accounts, realizing that cybercrime, it just doesn't stick to the old predictable maps anymore.
So the key takeaway for you listening is pretty clear, isn't it? This global fraud network, it's evolving. They're using very specific regional language skills. And they're using non-traditional hubs, like Cyprus in this case, to make these complex scams feel incredibly personal and local.
And the Kerala police have put out a strong warning, basically telling investors to be super cautious with any online trading platforms they're not familiar with.
Makes sense.
But it does leave you with a bigger question, I think. If these organized crime groups are now willing to spend the kind of money it takes to set up these sophisticated call centers thousands of miles away, staffing them with native speakers just to build that local trust, what does that tell us? What fundamental weakness, maybe in our financial literacy, or maybe just our reliance on digital interfaces, are they actually exploiting to make such a huge investment payoff? That's the vulnerability we probably all need to think about more.